I saw someone that really had perma grin on the other day waiting for
The
live notification. Hey guys, we're going to start in a sec. I have a new apron.
Okay, we are good.
Yay! Happy Wednesday, Friends Day. Welcome back to my studio. And as I say that, I saw Freckles walk in the door. So if you hear a cat, it's our...
She's rubbing her face on the tripod.
Oh, she's going to wiggle the tripod. Pets are really helpful. And then who you hear in the background is favorite daughter, Emily.
Hello.
And we're going to paint... we won't start with that. Let's start with a couple little quick what's coming up, and then we'll get right to what we're painting. So Curly Sue is this buffalo painting that we did a little bit on a live, I believe, Emily. Oh gosh, Freckles is really wiggling the this is going to post Friday, February 25th, 2022. So I'm going to hand this to Em. Thanks. Oh, Freckles, stop.
It's a good scratch on her cheeks.
Oh, she's scent marking it too. And this one has a traceable Happy Birch Day. Thanks, Ned, and everybody else who posted title ideas on Facebook. You guys are the best. I am not good at thinking of titles, and the creativity and the humor just amazes me. So that was a lot of fun. So this is Happy Birch Day. It's 12 by 16. I have a post-it note. It is posting Sunday, February 27th, 2022. Okay, I'm on the black one. It has a traceable, so if you guys want to give it a try, that's already up on my website, annietroe.com. Okay, so that is all the commercials. We're going to paint this cute reference photo from Pixabay. It's a chicken and an egg. Isn't that fun? And then I did some Photoshop. I don't know if you can see it on the video, but I just made a couple of markings in Photoshop. So when I made the traceable, I could see where its backside is. The traceable is already up on my website. I suppose I should say annietroe.com again. All right, I'm going to grab the phone. We're going to do the flyover, and we'll get started. Okay, and then I got to go over.
Yeah, and don't trip on the cords.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was trying to get my leg on the other side. I put the cord underneath my new apron, and then I think that made it harder. I was trying to look a little more professional. Okay, how did I aim here? I'm always a little off. That is so funny. It's got to be how I put the phone in the...
Oops. Freckle.
Did Freckles steal your chair?
No, she's looking around. I think she smells my cats on things.
Oh, probably. Sorry, guys. I don't want to... I'm pretty close to the edge of my art table, so I'm just kind of... How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm still kind of a little tangly. I don't know if sticking it under my apron is a good idea. Get all excited about the new apron. It's like, okay, wait a minute. That changes how things go. So this is an 8x8 canvas panel from, it's not Michael's, you guys. U.S. Art Supply. I got it on Amazon. Gosh, I think it's the same price as Michael's or a little cheaper. They sold it in a 12-pack. One thing I think I'm going to like these maybe better, because it says on the back 100% cotton canvas, so that's archival. Acrylic gesso, triple primed, that's nice. Medium weight, archival quality. It literally says archival quality. And acid free for all media. I like that because I sell these. So I'm thinking I found a new canvas panel I like better. I love Michael's, but I like that this says that it's archival quality. All right. That isn't working so well. The traceable, I just scribbled on the back with black chalk pastel. Don't use oil, use the chalk. And then, what else? We need to do the colors. I painted the background because I'm not a fast painter. I don't know how long this one's going to take me. And then I thought maybe I would use sort of primaries. I've got my yellow-orange azo out. Looks like I need to put a little more. It's one of my favorite colors. But it does have a little pinch of quinacridone or red in it. And so the reason I'm saying that is so I don't forget. So when I mix it with the phthalo blue-green shade, I get a nice muted green without really having to mute it, which I love. I had originally mixed it with, I don't have it up here, aquamarine green shade, aquamarine blue hue. Oh, I don't know if it's green shade. Oh, that's Prussian. I have to read it. Where is that? Here we go. I mixed it with this ultramarine blue-green shade, and it was so muted I didn't like it, but that's probably because there's more red in this blue paint to make it go a little purple. So you'll have to just play with, you could just use a straight-up cad yellow and a blue and just see what kind of greens you get. You kind of have to play with it to see what you like.
Hi, friend.
Okay, and then I put out another favorite color, quinacridone magenta. And then so we can just mix. You don't have to spend a lot of money on paint. I thought that might be good for at least for some of the lives. Okay, so these are my colors. And then I used Mars Black and Titanium White. Do I need to show Mars Black? I suppose just to be on the safe side. So that's the basics line. And then I buy I do have heavy body white, but I buy a good bulk of my white in the basics, and then I store it upside down so it's in the end. Okay, so my green is just the yellow azo and the phthalo blue green shade. Making sure that's the blue. And then the brown is, I made just a little bit of orange with the yellow orange azo. I made it a little bit more orange with just a pinch of quinacridone. Pulled out that orange, added a little black, a little yellow, a little more quinacridone until I got a brown I was happy with. The background, I painted, so first I like to just lay down, Karen, I think her last name is Margulis. She's a pastel painter. She talks about laying down dirt. So I just, you can see some reds down in here, browns, there's a little bit of blue. So I just went side to side and put some paint down. A lot of times I'll go 3/4 of the way up and use a hair dryer, and then so I can hang on to it and flip it and paint the other side. And then I just, went side to side. And then I came back with the same brush, which is a 1-inch filbert from Royal and Langnickel, and just grabbed sometimes it's lighter color. I probably don't need to pick this one up because it's pretty big. I'm used to the littler. I grabbed some lighter colors, some darker colors, and I just literally swirled. It was already dry. And so now I already have hints of grass. And I just went from darker to lighter. I did make it darker down here. I kind of missed. I was aiming for where the chick's body was going to sit. Okay, I think that sets the table, Em.
I love the swirly grass that you did.
Yeah, it's pretty much done.
Yeah,
you don't have to do... I've got a grass video coming up. I can't remember when it's scheduled. I don't know how helpful it's going to be. You guys will have to let me know when it posts. But maybe I should also link in the grass video to this one and a couple other videos, because this grass is completely different. This is sort of my polar bear fur, corgi butt fur grass. Anyway, I really like the muted greens I get with the yellow orange azo and they have such long names, phthalo blue green shade. Oops, I'm not going to use that brush. Okay, so I'm going to start with a little tiny, can't read the number, but something over 0 liner brush from Royal and Langnickel. And so my eye, when I traced it, here, I'm definitely going to pick this up. Really the eyeball's bigger. So I'm going to go over where my chalk line is. And then I've got an exaggerated outline to remind me that it's got a little beigey, I don't know. A lot of birds have, sometimes it's white, a little extra line that goes around the eyes. Okay, I definitely think we're set. How is everybody doing today? I see Suzanne and Bonita. I feel like a Romper-Room. That's an old show that was local. Oh, Annie. Hi, Tammy.
And Freckle.
And Freckle. Hi, Freckle. I'm using a kneaded eraser. I'm just going to lighten that up a little bit. I was pretty heavy with my traceable. I'm thinking about pinning this one to the top of my YouTube page, and I don't know if that affects people who regularly watch. I don't know. Maybe that's more of a question for Emily if that's a good idea. Right now I've got a sunflower up there, I think. It's either the sunflower or the daisy.
Yeah, I don't know. So there's different kinds of people that'll have, like, there's one video that stays pinned there, you know?
Yeah. Well, sometimes they have like a welcome video.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Like, usually it's like a welcome video or it's just like the latest videos. People do different things. So I think it's fine if you change it.
Well, I was thinking of seasonal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just kind of mixed I don't know why I put purple in there. I just don't want black. I'm just going to put the eyeball in. There's really not going to be much to it. It's going to be one solid color. And I'm going to go outside the lines. I'm going to color outside the lines. I should have you look to see if it's still sub-zero wind chills outside, Emily.
Oh, yeah.
It's noon here.
My car did not want to start. It was cold today.
Oh, I bet.
Let's see here.
Do you think...
I see Chase dropped his normal super chat. He dropped $9.99 in the chat with his little goat emoji.
Thank you, Chase. I really appreciate it.
What was I looking at? Oh, the weather.
Oh, I was just wondering how cold. I'm wondering what the weather is like where everybody else is.
I think, let's see here.
We might get a couple inches of snow. I'm crossing
Really?
fingers.
Today?
Thursday into Thursday evening.
Ooh.
We need the moisture.
We do.
When it was warm over the weekend, Dad went out and watered things.
Bonita says that it is chilly in Kentucky. But that is the extent of everybody's weather that I...
Oh, that's okay. I was just curious.
I can see.
I'm glad your car started.
Well, yeah, I hit because I have a push to start car, so I hit the push. I had my...
You have a fancy car.
Yeah. So you have a push to start car?
Not remotely.
Well, yeah, that's something else. Well, I'm talking like I was in the car and I pushed it.
Oh.
I pushed the button to start it.
I picture you on your...
No. And I had my foot on the brake and I pushed it and nothing happened. And I was like, So then I pushed it again and I held it a little bit longer and it went. So
things are a little cold.
it's just a little chilly. When I haven't, I mean, it's been warmer, so it has been fine. But like, the last 2 days, I didn't drive it when it was chilly. So
That's kind of just a yellow color. I'm not sure how yellow I'm gonna make my chick.
I kind of like that your palette is
Oh, is it on?
it's very deep, warmy. It's kind of fall, even though it's a spring painting.
It is.
The deep blue, the deep red. Okay, let's see here. Amy says we are a warm 77 degrees here in South Carolina. Ugh.
Nice.
Tammy
They've been
says,
having storms in the southeast.
Yes, yeah, they have. Oh, where was I don't think it was in America, but somewhere I was seeing videos all over TikTok yesterday where people were like standing in the wind and able to like bend at like an angle towards the wind because it was so strong.
Like hurricane force winds.
Yeah. But I don't think that was here. That might have been here, but I'm not sure. Tammy says that it's 40s. It's in the 40s here in North Louisiana. Oh, and Bonita says they have a potential for freezing rain tonight. So they're
again.
Yeah. That's the last thing you guys need.
It is.
And then Suzanne says here in Ontario we got freezing rain and then a bit of snow. What a mess. Ugh. I don't like
That is a mess.
I don't like the freezing rain before the snow because then it's, I guess after the snow, I feel like it's easier to scrape off my car that sits outside because the snow is a nice blanket cover.
Right.
But before the snow, then it's like you got to scrape the snow, then get to the ice.
Well, you have a remote start.
Well, yeah,
you can start.
You're giving Remote Start a lot of credit. It does not scrape my car for me.
No, but you can melt it.
Yeah, true, yeah.
I'm looking for like a little pinky, orangey, creamy color. I don't really know. I just started with a little brown, a little white. Go ahead, honey. I'm just telling them I don't know where I'm going exactly yet.
And then Bonita says she's still gathering limbs from that last freeze.
Oh, I bet. Maybe a little.
Yeah, that would be the one. That's the one hard thing about, because I mean, we have like a lot of trees in the neighborhoods in Omaha, but it's like everyone has their own trees. You know, you got like maybe 3 to collect limbs from, whereas if you had land,
Oh, yeah.
you got a lot of trees.
A lot of everything.
That's a lot of limbs just for you.
That might be a pretty good color for the beak. That could work for the eggshell too.
Oh yeah, that's a good eggshell color. Like one of the...
Yeah, I mean, you could go kind of pinkier. It depends on the printout too. If I put this on my iPad, the colors are going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of goes pinky, maybe orangey, then browny. Sorry, honey, you were saying something.
No, I was just, I finally found I tried to go to just normal, like, the Weather Channel weather, but they didn't have I had to go to local to find it. It feels like -5 right now.
Oh, okay. It's on my watch.
7 degrees, but feels like -5.
Ooh, that's not bad. It was like 21
No, it wasn't bad when I
below.
left my apartment either, because it's, like, there wasn't much wind, so it's always the wind that gets you, so.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like am I wiggling I'm wiggling probably everything.
It's wiggling a little bit.
Reminder, Emily, if I tuck my microphone in, I want to tuck it up on my right side.
Okay. Tammy says that her kids are in Central Arkansas and it's freezing rain and getting bad. Schools and work have all shut down. Ugh, yeah.
And they're not, I mean, freezing rain, you just can't deal with that. It's terrible. I was going to say, I was thinking snow. They probably don't have snow plows like we do, but.
No,
She said freezing rain.
Yeah. Yeah, freezing rain doesn't. Stops for nobody.
Yeah, I don't know how exciting this is, but I'm just kind of mixing. I'm thinking I'm going to lean towards a little more orangey. If I want it browny, you have to add the Y to make it sort of, you don't know what you're mixing exactly.
But by Monday of next week, we're supposed to be back in the 50s again.
Yeah. Oh, what's it going to be Sunday, Monday? Oh, Monday. You said Monday.
Sunday, 42, or a high of 42. So it depends what you're doing. When
Sunday I go to the gallery, take a bunch of paintings, and Monday we hang them.
High of 52 on Monday.
Yay.
55 Tuesday.
What about a week? What about Saturday the 5th? As long as we're doing the weather report.
It only goes to Friday on the Friday on the local.
I doubt anybody's that interested in weather in our area. Well, that's a pretty good eggshell color too. I'm looking at it.
Bonita is asking, can you show what the pastel chalks look like and what brand you use?
I have like 4 brands.
Your newest brand. Do you want me to grab it?
Yeah, you could grab the new one. So there's a affiliate link in the videos now, and it says I'll make a little money off of it if you buy through the affiliate link. It's through Hippie Crafter.
Oh, yeah, you do kind of have a Mod Podge of...
I have some from Blick Art Materials. They're cheapest. I have Mungyo, I think they're Japanese, from Amazon. Really inexpensive, little short pieces. These are the Hippie Crafter. They're medium. I would say medium hard, but I'm not a pastel expert, which is nice. So you could get a tight edge on them, or a sharp edge on them. And what I really like best about the Hippie Crafter and also their paints is the vibrancy. I'm like, wow. I also have some Blick Art Materials, chalk pastels. They're a little softer, which I like. Because, I mean, sometimes you want a harder edge and sometimes you want to blend more. But I'm pretty much using these on a chalk wall.
It's just a group of...
So really, in general, soft would work better because my chalk wall isn't very forgiving. But you can look at, I've almost got a point. Oh, is that on? Almost got a point. So does that answer? Emily's waiting to put it back. Oh.
I grabbed the Blick as well.
These are some Blicks.
The other ones are kind of all in a...
And basically mine are pretty cheap because I'm going to use them out on the driveway.
Ooh, do you think the hard would be better on the driveway?
You know, they break sometimes. These were really sturdy. I was pretty tough on these. And there's a video where I swatched these too. I talk about them on watercolor paper. What else do I have? I think that might... Oh, I have a couple of new pastels which are harder and they're skinnier.
Oh, these?
Yeah, the little skinny guys.
Oh, Prismacolor.
But if you just want to get cheap, if this is like a really long answer to a really simple question, buy like really cheap ones off of Amazon, the little teeny short sticks. They're like about that long. And just, you know, black almost always works. A lot of times I'll try to use a light color and I'm not so happy with it. So, that's funny. I don't want to forget anything in case something helps, you know, and then I'm over-explaining. But on my chalk wall and outside, and outside on the driveway, I use like Crayola Kids Chalk. Oh, there's another brand. I use Soho which is Jerry's Artorama Street Chalk. I think that's what they call it. And then there's also a brand called Street Chalk that I use on the driveway, which I really like. It's really heavily pigmented. Of course, if you use the heavily pigmented chalks in your driveway, it could take, the black took over winter time to finally fade away, but we had snow last year. So that this year, I didn't have quite as much staining on my driveway. I didn't do quite as many chalk videos. So that's all I know about. I feel like Forrest Gump. That's all I know about that.
Yeah. So do you use the chalk pastel on the backside of the traceables? Is also what she's asking.
Oh, yep. Any of them. That's what I kind of thought it was for. Any of them will work. Mm-hmm. Just don't use oil.
Yeah.
Because oil and acrylic. So you can paint oil over acrylic, but you can't paint acrylic over oil, which I'm sure you've heard other YouTube artists say. A lot of times they'll do the acrylic base for an oil painter because it dries so much faster. I'm just putting in, I might paint it out, but I'm just kind of putting in a little. Okay, I've got a little white. I don't know if I want a little more white. So with the brown, if you're actually using these color combos, it likes to go rusty on me. Red, and I don't know if that's just because the quinacridone is so strong, but you just keep playing with it till you get a brown you like. I think I already said that, didn't I? You know what? I need to move this where I can see it. I'm just looking at my reference photo. We need to get going.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's already 12:22.
Yeah, that was too long of a speech on
chalk pastels, and I think all she needed to know was is that what goes on the back?
Yeah, sorry, Bonita.
No.
I tend to misunderstand. That's an excuse, though. So the color, I guess if you're going for realism, you want it kind of close. Oop, that's a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. But the value is way more important than your exact eggshell beak feet color. You could paint the beak bright orangey yellow if you wanted. I think. Or whatever. Not bright, but a light orange. It'll go quicker once I get some of these little fussy things done.
Mm-hmm. That would be a good eggshell color, though. I like that.
Yeah, sometimes you get lucky. That's one thing that I notice about the lives, too. Sometimes I don't overthink it because I'm talking about something else. Do a little bit better job. Well, I got a really huge puddle in that abstract because I know better. Sometimes I am. Well, and it's not horrible. Just, let it dry and throw it in the garbage kind of thing. But if you're trying not to waste paint, sometimes I know, just start slow, start with your light color, and gradually add darker colors to your puddle. If you don't want a huge puddle in the first place. I hope that makes sense.
He's a little yellow chick, right?
Yeah.
A little yellow guy.
Yeah.
Those remind me of, it's no longer there, but when I was little, you could, there was a place called Boys Town is relatively nearby, but, and they had a barn that still had a few stray animals in it, which was kind of weird on the older half of it, that they would still farm on occasionally. I think it was mostly the people that lived there took care of this little bit of the farming, as opposed to I think they have larger farmland and that's corn and whatever. Yeah. But so you could just show up, and they usually had chicks in the spring.
Yeah.
And I had gone with a friend, and you would pick them up. You could just scoop them up in your hand. Yeah. And but 9 times out of 10 they would just poop right in your hand. Or pee right in your hand. Yeah. So I remember I'd go with a neighbor kid, and she'd scoop it up, and then it would just poop right in her hand. She'd immediately drop the bird.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they were so cute. It was loud because of how many little like tweet,
Like,
tweet,
tweet, tweet,
tweet,
tweet,
yeah,
yeah.
is going on around you, but they were so cute and soft and little.
Okay, I'm going to paint the foot in. So in the reference photo, you really can't see the foot. And I put it in more, and then I'm going to probably put grass over it if we have time. Yeah, they sold quite a bit of the farmland.
I know, yeah. Now there's, they're just, I don't know really what, I mean, for right now, it's just like all the business park or whatever, but I don't know what else is going to go there.
They have farmland on the other side.
Yeah, they do, yeah. Behind the hospital area, right? Or the
Oh, yeah, yep.
Is that, they
yep.
call that the Boys Town Hospital, even though I don't know if that is an actual hospital?
Yep, and up next to the freeway.
Mm-hmm.
Crappy, number one, Simply Simmons, because I don't know if you can see it splitting, but you guys know, if you watched, I use little brushes quite a bit, and I'm not kind to them. So I might put a little more orange in this foot. Maybe I'll just start with some orange. And it's going to be kind of transparent. That was a good idea. You know, you can kind of roll it to a point sometimes. Oh, sometimes it'll hold.
It's a nice egg yolk color.
Oh, it is. I've never held a baby chick.
I think that's the only time I've held a baby chick. Was maybe one or two times we went.
I had a friend in Minneapolis. I'm going to say where it was. We always hesitate, like, and her parents had a farm. She grew up on a farm. And she could have, like, invited me to come hold the baby chicks, but she always is like, why don't you come help us slaughter chickens? I'm like, no. Pluck them and...
Yeah.
Like,
no.
No. I'm a city girl.
Yeah.
She'd
If
laugh.
I see its face, I can't eat it.
Well, yeah.
But actually, I was thinking like that's the only time we hatched chicks in 3rd grade.
Oh, did you? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Because I remember you would be like assigned, like you could be assigned and like you had to come early to school if you could or something, or like there were different shifts. So like you rotated them twice a day, I think, or once a day. So like I remember rotating them like early in the morning.
Oh, the
before
eggs
school.
in the heater incubator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So we hatched chicks. So I probably held whatever chicks came out of that as well.
What do they do with them, do you know?
I don't know.
You were a kid.
Yeah, I don't know where they go after that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where they go.
Maybe somebody
has
farm or...
a farm, or they take them to like, because I know you can buy little chicks at like the Tractor Supply. So I don't know, maybe they just take them there.
I didn't even know we had a Tractor Supply until someone found one of my magnets.
Yeah, I didn't know. I figured we
get
had
out
one.
there.
Because there's farmland close enough, I figured we would have to have one nearby, but...
Oh, gosh, yeah, but I didn't even know. Yeah, you don't have to drive too far for farmland.
Yeah.
In eastern Nebraska.
Carol says, so cute.
Thanks. I'm just putting the foot on. I don't know if I need to do much more because I'm going to cover it up. I put this triangle on here. Here, I'm going to draw it back on because I think I lightened it up. So there's almost like a little triangle orange shape. I don't think it's a wing. It's just something I saw, excuse me, in the reference photo. So I don't know if that's going to throw you guys off here. It's right here before it kind of got. This is a charcoal pencil. You could use that to scribble in the back. If you try it, let me know how it works. It should work just fine. You can use graphite. Just the graphite doesn't come up as easily. It doesn't dissolve into the paint, and a lot of times it shows through. So if you wonder why that triangle is on the traceable. Let's go up in brush size here.
Tinker says, my parents raised chickens and sheep.
Oh, yeah.
So that's, I don't know. I don't think it's from here, but I heard someone once say that, and I think it's related to sheep, that if you, like to get a move on, you can say you can rattle your dags, because sheep get dingleberries stuck on their wool behind them, but they call them dags somewhere. I don't know where I think I heard it in a show or something, but, and so when they run, when you get them to start running, the dags rattle in the back.
Oh, bathroom humor is always funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I did not know that.
So I think I've said that to Chase once. Rattle your dad. Like we were, it was cold out. We were
Get a
throwing away
move
trash
on.
or something. Yeah. But Bonita says, sadly they grow up and people eat them. I know. I can't think about
The chicken or the sheep or both?
Probably I would say the chickens probably over the
Both.
sheep. Well, yes, both. But I would think chicken more common than
This is lighter than I wanted
sheep.
it. Ooh, that might be kind of bright. I'm just going to throw in some colors here, and then we're going to paint over it.
But not this chicken. This chicken, he's happy somewhere. He had a full life. Nobody made some nuggets out of him.
You know, that's a pretty darn good beak color.
That is such a good beak color. It looks really good.
What was I making? Oh, I was making unbleached titanium, and I did it the hard way. And you're like, well, you could do it this way. I mean, there are many ways to get to a color. There's no one right way. And if it takes you the long road, that's okay. I mean, you know.
So is that the color you were worried about? Not worried about.
That was the color I was worried about.
Or saying like, I don't even know how I'm gonna make this color. We're just gonna wing it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said before we went live.
Yeah, that turned out really good.
And then really, you might want to use a cad yellow instead of the yellow orange azo, because I've got a really muted background. I'm going to use out of the two colors for the chick. It might be too much, you know. But I'm also, the more yellow usually, the more transparent. This wasn't so transparent because I've got white in it. So that could help me mute it down so it's not screaming at us. Well, you know what I should do is paint around the eye a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this was a number 10. It is Zooting. I was reading that as a Z. Really cheap brushes on Amazon. I like them for the price, but they expand the handles. The paint pops off the handles. And now that I've had them longer, they're starting to get. They're just cheap. But there's nothing wrong with that if you just like to abuse brushes, you know. Mm-hmm. I like the quality I get out of them, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You know, it just depends on what you like.
I think my favorite cheap brush, though, I don't know what this price is in comparison to the...
Oh, here, let's use black. I've got it out.
The cheap brushes that I bought you just because I think I got you a Michael's gift card for, like, Mother's Day or something, and I was like, well, I can't just hand you this gift card, so I made you, like, that paintbrush bouquet with, like, greens and then the paintbrushes, and those paintbrushes turned out to be pretty decent, even though they were the cheapest ones I could find.
Gosh, they're nice.
From
Michael's?
Yes, from Michael's, of course. The one and the only.
I've almost gone through them. I don't have one. I think I might have one in my bigger easel, but I don't have one.
Last time we were there, they still sold them. They basically have that same like pearl white.
It's like Craftsman
handle.
or something.
Yeah, and then they have like a gold. The metal part is gold. Bonita says, crazy, but we don't eat our chickens. They retire and eventually go to chicken heaven.
Aww.
With like the winky, like tongue sticking out face.
Oh, I think, well, I've never known a chicken, but I think they have quite the personalities. I think they'd be fun. The neighbor not too far from here has a little coop in their backyard.
I know. Well, when I drive around the now older neighborhoods in Omaha they weren't that old when I was young.
She's calling me old people.
Yeah, but now, because, I mean, probably the
Whoops.
Neighborhood ordinance says you can't have a coop, but because, you know, people started having sheds in the backyard, it just slowly...
Yeah.
I see quite a few people with chickens in the older neighborhoods.
Yeah. One of Jack's friends' mom had chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fresh eggs I think they fed table scraps to them. It was good. So that got too dark on me. I'm just trying to I can come over it, fix it. But there's like little gray, little blue, little brown stuff going on. I have a hard time not painting the little stuff. I don't know if it's because I really like it or what. I don't know why. And then at the end, one of my favorite parts is just painting. I'm going to pull out a little brown here, turning the lights on, even though I kind of turned the lights on a little bit on that beak already. Or it could just be the light color of the beak, depending on how you want to talk about it. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab a little, I should mix up some light yellow maybe. Maybe we'll make it a little dirty. There's some other colors I can see right there.
A dirty bird.
Yeah. I have a feeling I'm going to use quite a bit. Is that on? Oh yeah, my whole palette pretty much is on. Okay.
It's all on camera. That's a nice size for a canvas panel. Because like sometimes the itty itties get a little itty.
Yeah, the 8x8s are nice. Well, and then I just went to Michael's and they had buy one, get one free of they call them shadow box frames. They're not that deep and they're white. I really like them and I pop the panels in them. And I like that there's a little depth. That makes it quite an inexpensive frame and painting to own. I was trying to think what I charge for them. I have a whole list and I also have a formula. So I would take, well, I don't do it for these, but I would take, 8 plus 8 is 16, and for larger paintings times 9, that's how I come up with my pricing. And then I round, like if it's 252, I round to 250, just so it's even number. In case you're wondering how I price my paintings. So these little guys I sell for like 50 with a frame or 60. I have to look it up because I don't have a formula for it. I just, so if it takes me 3 hours, you're like, wow, that's a good price for painting, but I just want to get them in people's hands. I get kind of yelled at by other artists because it's not, my pricing is kind of on the low end for a few things, like my little ornament.
Oh yeah, the little guys.
These are only 15. It's got wire, beads, time, experience, all that stuff. I'm like, I like it that it's just something some people can buy.
Tender love and care put into it.
Oh, did Matt get his?
No, the boys have not worked out how they will.
That's fine.
Drop out. I mean, at most it'll be the end of March when we see him at.
Oh, the end of March. I thought you were going to see him at your event last weekend.
No.
Event.
No, the event. No. We have a wedding in the end of March that he would be at. So.
Oh, I thought it was the same one.
No.
Huh. Oh, you know what we could do? I'm worried I'm like way behind on this one. We could kind of, how am I going to do this? Well, let's just see how this goes on. Well, that's too watery. Kind of turn the lights on at the end. That's already looking really light. I don't think this one's going to do it. There's too much white in that paint. So now I'm just thinking sun up over here. Here. That'll be a gray sun. Lighter colors on the left and top. And it's going to need coats. And then I'll grab, might be a little exaggerated, but we can come back and tone it down. So straight up yellow, orange, azo. You know what, it might dry darker and I was just panicking there a little bit. The white always makes it more opaque. And if I get it on thin, which I want, it'll dry quicker and I can come back during the live and add some color. I gotta stop talking.
You're laying down the yellow pretty fast.
I'm trying to, without being too messy.
He looks fuzzy,
Well, and he's not gonna be, well, I shouldn't say that. With a pet portrait, I try to really color match and follow it. That's what's nice about just painting animals.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. So I'm not liking that white. It goes too strong on for me. Fingers are good for just kind of smudging and blurring. And actually, there's a little black chalk pastel right there that I'm just going to use to help me with my color.
Freckle wants attention.
So the one thing I'm kind of wrestling with, I think we just need an off-white maybe. And then I was thinking we could really turn the lights on and have a nice bright highlight up here.
Oh yeah, that is just kind of like a creamy white on his chest.
I think we just need a dirty white.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about just painting in my studio with maybe some music going. You know, I've got black. We could put a pinch of black in it. I'm just focusing on this one thing. Well, it's not as dark. So. And if you have a lighter background, your value, it's going to affect your values that you want or that you like. So I'm getting, this is looking really high key to me and scaring me because I have such a dark background.
Mm.
I use the art term, high key. So I think it's too dark on my palette and I get over here and I'm like, oh. So you kind of just test things out. Oh, you know what I kind of need to do? Maybe is put some grasses in. Or I've got like on the traceable, I was trying to help you. It might confuse you. But I'm like, hey, it might help you to put in some dark shapes to indicate grass, which is why that's there. You guys can, I love the feedback. And of course, it's not going to work for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And YouTube is a huge land of everybody. But I still like the feedback. Because I get enough of the same comments. I'm like, okay, well, I need to adjust. What the heck I'm doing? I can hear Freckles. Is she bothering you?
She's scrubbing her face on my computer. Like the edge of my laptop on your desk.
Yeah, she doesn't like it. I smell other cats.
Yeah, she smells other people. Other furry people. She's not a fan.
So this one should be really fun and fairly simple. I'm just following the shape of the... This is like painting a pear.
Yeah, I was going to say he's like two balls, really.
Mm-hmm. I'm painting a pear. I keep trying to get people to watch that pear video because I think it'd be a huge help. Someone posted in our Facebook group that they bought sketchbook paper and have been practicing painting clouds and all kinds of things before they start painting on canvas, which I think is a great idea, except you may or may not like the paper because it dries. For me, I don't like it. It dries quicker. It has a different...
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got 2 coats of paint and now I'm painting again, so it has a totally different feel.
Yeah. There's a different feel, but in my college
I think that's super
entry-level art class, we literally painted in a sketchbook.
Yeah, I've got a mixed media pad.
Yeah, like we would do, like my color theory class was entirely in like a sketchbook, and then the projects would be on something else, but...
Yeah. The only thing that does kind of scare you for projects then, I kind of like the canvas panels if you're going to paint on canvas. You not only get, it's cheap, but you get practice on canvas and practice painting. But I really, seriously, just because that's my opinion doesn't mean it's right or going to work for you. Did you have something, honey?
Oh, I was just going to say, Cindy W. says that it's looking cute already, and she can only stay for a couple minutes, so she's going to watch later, and thanks for sharing, Annie.
Hi, thanks for coming, and I'm glad you think it looks cute. I never like it in the beginning. The good old ugly stage. I know a lot of artists talk about ugly stage. I'm going to make a creamier gray. I should look to see who the name is. Oh, yes, Cindy, I recognize you. Hello, goodbye. See, now I got a lot of white in it, and it makes me... I kind of want the transparency. Some people don't like the transparency. Like, I want it. We can also do brown. Maybe I'll just grab some brown.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of warm it up. Spread it around.
I should not have worn all black today.
I thought you looked cute, but yeah, that might be a mistake if you're giving Kat love. She has every color on it.
Yeah, there's no safe color for Freckle because she's got it all.
Mm-hmm.
And even just like the hairs that you think are black, by the time you get to the other side where it like is attached to her, it's not black anymore.
Right. It isn't. Oh, we're okay. I just checked my watch. Oh, I just grabbed some of the egg color. That's okay. I think I'll put it in here anyway. We'll call that... So when you do something that's you might think is a mistake, and then you can say, well, I'm going to put the color of the egg in the beak in the chick's body, and now I'm unifying the painting. And you just make it, like if you're talking about it to somebody, like in an art class, or like I have been having to do in a gallery, you just make it work. Paint the painting and then make make the language about it work. Does that make sense, Em?
Yeah, I always because we always had to do that. Like in especially my college level art classes, you had to, stand up and talk. Even though like everybody drew the same still life, you had to stand up and talk about your piece. Blah 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 blah. And they would always sweat it about like, because they're thinking about like, okay, all this intention, all these things I have to talk about, and I'm like, I just do it, and then I look at like the what are the principles and the elements.
Right, we talked about that with the abstract.
Yeah.
Harmony, texture.
Yeah, I just look at those after I'm done, and then which is probably, I would say, especially when I got higher up in my art classes, that was probably looked down upon by some.
When I was in school, you weren't supposed to do it. You're supposed to do it the other way. Come up with
Yeah.
the idea and the thoughtfulness and or the political statement that you want to.
Yes.
And then come up. I'm like, I always do art the other way. I just want to paint this thing.
Yeah.
And then I come up with the why later.
Same, so I understand people that want to come from that way, but
Sure.
The pure look of relief on a lot of my classmates that were just like taking an art class, because you do have to take an art class as a general elective or whatever,
Right.
but
right, because
they are like, oh my god, like the relief in their eyes when they're like, oh, like it doesn't have to have this insane meaning up front that then I somehow create into, like, you could just make something and then be like, oh, I guess I had this intention behind it, because like I would notice that in my art anyway, like, oh yeah, I probably did choose that color for this reason, just I didn't think about that in that moment.
Yeah. I don't know. I can remember telling my art classmates that. And it's not like... So in high school, we didn't have to have a bunch of meaning. We were practicing our skills and we painted all kinds... Oh, not painted, but, had art class with all kinds of things. I don't know where I got it. If I just made it up, somebody told me. I mean, it's hard to think that anything is original.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, then we didn't have the internet.
So everything felt more original when you don't have the internet.
It does.
Whereas I think a common thing on TikTok is like scrolling through TikToks and like you'll see some random thing about like someone has some weird random, like, I have to put my shoes on this way, and if I don't, then I have to not something like that, and people are like, I really have never had original thought in my life, like, or it'll be some strange opinion about, or there was one that was going around for a really long time, a big debate about like school folders and like the generic school folders color, and everyone was like, math is red. If you always pick like your subjects and you have them color coordinated, math is red, or something like that. And people are like, gosh, I've never had an original thought in my life, because math was always red.
Oh,
or
interesting.
Something like that. Angela H says, here at last, better late than never. Love this little chick.
Oh, I think I was just talking about you, Angela, about how smart it was that you were painting in a sketchbook and practicing.
Oh, okay, yes.
I think it was Angela. She can let you know. I'm sorry I cut you off. honey.
No, I'm going to channel him today. We are expected some nasty, cold, icy weather soon. So I'll think of spring. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because it was warm this weekend. My friend got married this weekend, and it happened to be, it was like the day before the rehearsal was in the 20s. Day of, it was like 58. By the time we had to stand outside and like take photos and stuff.
We had bouncy up and down weather.
Yeah, so that was nice. And now it's like, it's 7 degrees. So yeah, definitely in the green grass, you're hoping for better days with this painting.
So the eye's bugging me because I like to do the eye first. And I'm trying not to do...
I like him. Or is it just because he doesn't have his little highlight, or what do you not like?
No, I think this is a little too sunken.
Oh.
Like his eyes, like...
He's just stressed.
A little too punched back in. So I grabbed a smaller brush for control.
He's just a little different.
A little white and some water. You could use matte medium to thin it out. And then I'm just trying to... And then I don't like it, so then I smear it a little bit. Maybe it's better than I think, and I'm just right on top of it.
His eye did not bug me. I think he maybe needs your lights turned on or whatever. And that line where you were just rubbing your finger is a little harsh, but I think he looks cute.
I think I'll leave it
Looks
alone
nice.
because really I need to get more done.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind his eye at all. His eye was not bugging me.
Well, and I put some blue in it, which I do a lot of times, and I'm just saying that's my son there that needed eraser. And I might skinny up too a little more around his eye, but I think his eye's decent shape.
Yeah.
And it really, if the light's coming from over here, he might hear, just in case I was going to say hang up, in case we end the live. So you could catch, so the nice thing about light is you don't have to be literal. I'm saying it's basically up over here where my kneaded eraser is. But light, you can get like, oh, there's something shinier, like an old milk can or something, reflecting some light back and catching the tip of his beak. Or you could say the tip of his beak is just lighter in color. So don't have to be literal, like everything has to be on the top and left. Okay, I think that made sense.
Yeah.
So, but then you could also say, well, it might catch a little light right there on his little rim. And then I think I'll just be happier if I put a highlight in his eye. He doesn't look so dead. And then I'm just going to take a dirtier color. Actually, I might want it a little grayer. Black is strong, and I know that. Maybe I'm going to take a little blue too, as long as I'm not getting the color I want right off the bat. So I'm just kind of creeping it out until it gets a little lighter. So trying to mix in the same puddle. That's why you kind of see me. It goes a little quicker, and then my puddles don't get so huge normally. And then, so then you could say he's going to have a little highlight here. And then this part, his brow bone, is catching a shadow. But you don't have to. After I said all that, but that's it's a good way to think about it, and a good rule of thumb. You won't go wrong. Yeah, I like that eye a little better. And then I'll see how it dries. I might even add a little lighter highlight or come back with a little, one thing that can be kind of neat. I'm going to do it right now. Pick it up. Put a little black or really dark blue next to it, and I'll pop more. I don't know if it will on the video. And then you kind of follow the shape of the eye. Actually, I kind of want to round it out a little bit. Oh, that's on. I don't know. I don't think I did it. But one of the reasons I'm so hard on a little brush is because I switch colors all the time. I'm not efficient. Actually, I might like that better. Let's just leave it alone for a little bit. Not think about it. Okay, so let's put in some of those dark grasses. I'm gonna grab a little of my blue and a little of my green. Maybe a little black. I don't know how. I just kind of want. Should we just make mud?
Yeah.
Make a little mud.
Love mud.
Could you just straight up black?
Angela says, yes, that was me. I have been practicing everything on my sketch pad, working on clouds, trees, water, waves, etc. It's definitely different working on a sketch pad compared to canvas. She gessos the pages and adds some to the paint to work it a bit longer as it dries. So quick. Yes, it does dry. Yeah. So quick, plus the pages curl up a lot if I don't tape them down good first.
Right. There's a little more fighting going on. Not in a bad way. It's cheap. It's great practice. That's the same experience I have, even with the mixed media paper. Sometimes I'll put a layer of paint down instead of gesso. Gesso would be cheaper. I'm going to grab a little brown just because. So sometimes I'll just shift the color, and you might not even be able to see it, just to make it look a little more interesting. And it's pretty much turning black. So I'm painting like what could be dark parts in the grass. Also to remind me I want them. And I'm trying to follow the reference photo pretty close just because I think you guys might. And traceable is actually what I meant to say. Both. Okay, that will remind me. Hello, Freckles. I don't know, that was pretty quiet. I think she's behind me.
Yeah, she's coming towards me. I don't know if she's gonna. I think she wants my lap.
She left us alone during the last live.
I know. This is the third time she has crawled into my lap. So I haven't.
Sorry, guys, I changed my mind.
Hi.
So number 1, Simply Simmons. I'm going to grab my lighter color, eggshell color. Yeah, it's a little dirty. My brush must have been dirty. Still, oh yeah, my brush is dirty. Dirty, dirty. Get rid of that. Okay, so the inside of the shell is actually lighter on the photo than the outside. So we're going to follow it and see if we like it. Oh, I've got quite a bit of dark around the eggshell too that I need to... Oh yeah, when I get back from it, it looks pretty good. I mean, it definitely... Here, let's do a screenshot. It definitely needs... So you could stop. And I think what sometimes beginner artists do is they stop when layers might actually make it look better. Just play with it more. Of course, then sometimes they play with it more and they're still frustrated because some paintings don't look good till the very end, which is, it's so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you teach that and explain that other than just practice and trying. And that's not very satisfying answers, you know?
Yeah, no.
It's frustrating if I just tell you practice more. Since we're painting a pretty light shell, I don't want too much of that chalk pastel to bleed into my paint. Okay, now I'm going to take a lighter version of my lighter shell color. I'm just going to paint it in. And I like that I get the little skipping on a canvas. Some people don't. You might like a wood panel better. Or just gesso and layers of paint to try and get rid of the canvas texture. You can buy more expensive, like a smooth linen canvas. I've never done it. I'm so used to sort of the bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Bargain stuff. Sorry, you can tell
when you're thinking.
Yeah. It's kind of easier to sneak up on edges if you want a precise edge. And then fill in. Okay, move a little faster, Annie. Are you crocheting, Em? I can't see you today.
I kind of, but not really. I think I've only gotten a row done because Freckle has bugged me 3 times.
Oh yeah, I wonder if she's feeling a little... I'm tempted to take a little yellow azo and some water. And we're going to maybe warm that up like the sun's hitting it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, here. So I put it down, pulled it along my edge, and actually, I don't do this, but I should go over a little bit and kind of cover up my pastel line. And then what you can do to blend it out is just kind of offload your brush on a paper towel and just kind of, if you really want a soft blend, kind of scumble it out. But see, I've already got texture on the canvas, which I don't mind. So put the color down where you want it. I'll just do it again. Ooh. Oh, I don't mind that edge that's pushing more color because it's so transparent. And then just kind of offload your brush on a paper towel or a rag or something, and then just kind of... I don't think that was any better. All right, since we're going to let that dry, let's come with our darker eggshell color. You can use a smaller brush there if you want. There's some cracks in the reference photo you can put in. I've got them in the traceable. You can paint them in or leave them out. I would just maybe put them in. I'm starting to like the colors on this, Emily.
Yeah, I like how much he pops.
Oh, I like that. Well, ever since I painted the landscape, I mean, not just literally black and white since then, but when I painted that one with a ton of drama, a lot of dark, I'm like, ooh, I'm in the mood for that.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Because you can really turn the lights on.
Freckle loves it.
There's some artists that always paint on like a black canvas. And then, if you paint on a black canvas, I haven't done, there's a lot of things I need to do. We have a lot of room to grow on YouTube, Em.
Mm-hmm.
Paint your black paint that you're going to use on it a coat or two. So if you need to adjust anything, it's the same color of the paint that you have. Because a lot of times the black canvas is a different color than your black paint. It's easier to hide things. I don't know, maybe everybody knows that tip. No, watch me do it and forget to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just was moving a paint tube there because it was kind of in my way. So I grabbed some brown. Those are yummy colors. So it was so spring-like. I was in the mood. And somebody requested this. I don't know who it was. I keep a list of requests. I don't keep the names with the list.
Yeah, someone did say a chick.
Mm-hmm. And so it got bumped up to the beginning because we were having such spring-like weather until today.
Yeah.
And also I was thinking, well, that'd be a good post maybe to pin.
Yeah, for spring.
For seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
Do a traceable, do it live. I'm slowing down here.
You are. It is 101, just so you know.
Yeah. But it's also showing...
That's a good eggshell color.
So this is going to be like more optically blended where I just lay down some color. And here I'm doing a little more blending, not quite wet on wet, but just a little more considered blending might be a good word. But the green background helps me with the shadows, which I really like. Got a little too much water. Take my lighter eggshell color. Just pull it. I love my tape. That's not pretty, but my tape marks definitely help remind me to be in frame. I grab just a little darker just so I get the contrast. And I'm coming up to the darker. Painting kind of reminds me, this just popped into my head, kind of like driving your car. You're gonna have to make adjustments depending what's happening on the road in the moment. But you don't have to be worried about it. You can always pull off the road and let it dry. Is that looking pretty? Do I need to kind of scumble it out? When it dries, you don't need to worry about it. I mean, this looks really nice and soft, my background, but it's 2 layers and it's just wet on top of, it's just subtle on top of subtle.
You should speckle the egg.
Oh, I could. That'd be cuter than the cracks.
You should, yeah. Because like when we get the brown eggs, they have like all the little freckles on them.
Yeah. So I don't like how, it's a little too light down in here. Too much. Oh, that's pretty. I almost always have a dirty finger, couple fingers.
Oh yeah, that is pretty.
Oops. Wrong color. I'm offloading and cleaning my brush out. Let's blend it in. Well, that is pretty, and I don't mind that it has a little green showing through. But I do think it needs layers, which I'm getting nervous because we got like a half hour left. We can go longer.
Yeah. I'm fine if you need to go longer.
Somebody uploaded like a 4-hour step-by-step. I think it was Painting with Jane. I didn't watch. I had it in the background. Maybe some of you ladies watched it. But it was a premiere, so it wasn't live. I'm like, oh my gosh, how did they... I mean, my internet might cut out, or you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did they?
I mean,
how many times did they have to try uploading it?
Probably once. Hopefully once.
Hopefully once, but it would take a long time.
It's not that uncommon. Like a lot of Twitch streamers, you know, I've said 1,000 times they stream for like 4 hours.
Well, they're streaming. She uploaded
but they
a premiere.
re-upload it to. Like I watch on YouTube. I don't watch it on Twitch. I don't, so, because Twitch is all, like, live. So I'd have to catch it live. And I don't know if they've added a rewind feature like YouTube has. So I watch, it usually takes a couple days for the person to post it. But I watch the re-upload on YouTube. So it's like 4 hours long, 5 hours long.
I know people do it. And people are like, they want to see it. We've gotten a couple requests. And I know a bunch of YouTube artists that don't do it. You know?
Just like 4 hours straight of painting.
Yeah. I don't know if it was that long. It was several hours. But it was a premiere, so that's what threw me.
Yeah.
Because we're uploading now as we're streaming.
Yeah, the premiere feature is just like, usually like whoever the creator hangs out.
Yeah.
With the initial, right?
Right. But yeah, she just was hanging out and talking in the, darn it, I want coverage, but not that color. Yeah, it's just like uploading a video. It's just that she sets the time, and then a lot of time, I mean, I think they're always there. You wouldn't have to be, but.
Oh, I like that. Makes it feel rounder.
Yeah, but now I need it darker back here again. Sometimes you don't get it until the 4th or 5th or 6th time. And then follow the shape of the egg. And it's okay if it's not completely smooth. And actually, depending on how light my touch is really light here. You can even go over the grass or something. There. I don't like how the green's showing through up there, but I think I need to let it dry.
Yeah. Susie G says, my attention span isn't 4 hours long.
No. Well, I'm thinking about, so Emily uploads for me, so I have no reason to complain about the uploads. But it just takes so long.
Yeah, when I upload an hour, well, it depends on what time I'm doing it. You know, like,
sure, is
it
home?
a weekend? Yeah, since I live in an apartment, is it a weekend? So then when everyone is home, my internet tends to be, at least my upload tends to be slower. But I noticed that, like, an hour video is like 2 hours to upload for me.
Oh, for me, when I used to do it, it was longer than that. Maybe you have a better connection than I do. But yeah, we'll just say if it's at minimum double.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. A 15-minute video usually takes me about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, depending.
So 4-hour video is 8 hours, if it works that way.
Yeah. You'd get a lot of stream time, because to keep my computer awake to continue the upload, I just play your videos.
Thank you. I need all the plays I can get. Thank you.
I like the little fuzzy hairs you're giving him.
Yeah, and see, some of them, here, I should probably show you. It does dry, even though that's titanium white, so that kind of has almost 2 coats. That kind of has like 1 coat, and you can get like little soft. You could also use mixing white or zinc white. You could put matte medium in it. But I have such a dark background, I'm not too worried about it. So I thought I'd get a coat of that going. And then the question is how far? Probably should stop because it's dark here on the... I could like have one hanging out beyond just so it doesn't stop literally where that shell meets. Just kind of make it a little more random. Okay, I'm going to come back with my chick color. Next week's live, we did the commercial at the beginning. Next week live is going to be what's on my easel. And then I have a list of things that, I'm not sure what we'll do the one after that. I need to look at my list.
We should do like a, it doesn't have to be live, but, I don't, my brain isn't keeping up with my mouth, but like a black canvas, and then you're just painting like it's a black and white something, and you just paint the whites of it. Because I did that in white charcoal for a project, and I really liked that in college.
That's a great idea. I'll just have to figure out I have to get a black canvas. I could paint
a black canvas. I saw the little, like the itties that the 4x4s I've seen at Michael's in black.
Oh, I could just paint it black. I
And you
didn't
can just
think.
paint it black.
I'm just kind of rotating my brush because it's this
This
chick is fuzzy, and I'm using a filbert. You could do it with a square brush, but I like the filbert because occasionally it gives me like a little. I didn't get one there.
Oh, he looks so fuzzy already.
A little round thing. Which would make sense with the chick.
I love his little fuzzies.
This is where layers help you because you can even kind of skip and you'll get some darker areas. I think I've probably gone about as far as I should with that lighter color.
Yeah.
Emily's like, stop. Oh, say your thing.
What? Oh, if it's everywhere, it's nowhere. That? What thing?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I like it when you learn something from me. I mostly learn from you.
That one just like,
Oh, I like that.
it hit me hard.
That's okay. Some things, some of those little sayings, of course, don't apply to everything, but they can really help you. Stop. If it's everywhere, it's nowhere. I mean, those are things I still say to myself all the time. I think I'm gonna go with straight up out of the tube color. If we don't like it, we'll mute it down. Kind of make him or her glow. Kind of like the sun shining. That's what's kind of fun about this one. You don't have to be super skilled. You're not painting a pet portrait. Well, you don't have to be super skilled at that either. I don't know. I try to think of examples, and they're not always good ones. Ooh, he's glowing.
Yeah, he does
Is
glow.
he glowing too much?
He's got some stage lights on him.
Is it too much?
I don't know. I think once it's all over, I don't think it'll be as noticeable.
Okay,
Because I like it because it punches kind of like the background punches,
Yeah, I do too. We're gonna make some dirty color here.
Susie G says, "Love the rendering of the downy chick feathers." Yeah, I like how it's almost like a stipple, I guess.
Yeah, we're stippling. I'm kind of blobbing. It's kind of messy. It's not how I normally really paint.
Mm-hmm. And Tammy says, "He or she is so cute."
Why do I always worry about he or she?
I don't know.
Probably
Everything's
because-
usually a he for me.
Well, I think probably because people are concerned about pronouns these days. My generation didn't know to be concerned about pronouns, and it's a good thing. I'm worrying about offending my little chick here. Which is kind of funny.
I don't know. Somebody is I went to so I've been still continue to have problems with my Mac laptop, and the guy noticed that when I was talking about when my computer was behaving, I mean I was calling it a him.
You call everything a him.
And then yeah, I think I've really not always called everything him because like all my little stuffed animals were usually girls. I had a few stray boy stuffed animals, but they're 9 times out of 10 girls. But like everything was usually a boy as I got older. But but then when the computer was misbehaving, I would refer to my computer as a she. And he was like, "I wonder what that means." Wonder what that means for you.
Yeah. Well, I added pronouns to my LinkedIn. It asked me if I wanted to. I'm like, oh, I
Timmy
should.
says, "Or is a baby chick a female? Not up on my chicken gender." I don't know either.
Oh, I don't know. Bonita's our farm person. Poor Bonita.
True. Yeah.
Gets all the
Yeah.
farm questions.
Because like Chase was saying something about like, well, they don't. The chickens that we eat are the boy chickens, I think is what he was trying to say. And
I
because
have no idea.
and then I mean I googled it and we eat both boy and girl chickens. Because the girl would lay the egg, and eggs, since they're producing that, and then when I googled it, they have, those chickens are separate chickens, really. I mean, if you're on like a farm and it's just you and you were providing for yourself, you may do it that way, but mass manufacturing of chickens and all that,
yeah.
It does not matter. But I don't know about like, what does a baby chick or a baby chicken or a hen or whatever look like compared to a rooster? Do they look the same and then they grow up and they look different? Or does he come out with the little waddly type, the head thing.
Oh, I think they all look the same when they're born. You had the chicks in school, honey.
True.
Could you tell the difference?
No. Well, I don't remember one being a boy, because then does that thing just poke out of his head eventually? Like, where does that come?
I think so. I think it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, I don't know. Maybe this is a girl. But eventually a girl still gets a little comb and a little waddle.
Yeah. But
I'm just trying to make some darker, muddier colors here.
Like my car's a boy. Everything's a boy.
Yeah,
So
everything.
he's a boy for now. Oh, Susie G says you don't want to know about the gendering process and what happens to the boy chicks in the poultry industry. So I was just about to Google.
Yeah.
I was just about to Google. I think I could probably Google how
That's
to tell
what's
the
so nice
difference between a boy and a girl chick, but I'll stay away from the food questions.
Yeah. That's probably way more black than I want. But I'm going to make a decent chunk of gray. Yeah, actually that's fine. I have a dirty brush, which can help you or bug you. Just up to you. I kind of like that one right there. I want to make sure that one stays. Actually, I want it a little darker.
Oh.
I'm kind of just following the chick's body. You can talk. Or she's probably reading.
Tammy says, a little loving this conversation.
That's probably way better than the painting.
And Angela says, time for research now. I'm totally wondering about gender of chick and differences. So I Googled, and just the first thing that pops up, says the simplest rule in sexing chicks by down color is to remember that males have lighter heads, sometimes with a white or yellow spot, and the females have darker down colors, often with a black or brown spots or stripes on their head, or with darker stripes on their backs. So I'm gonna
This is probably a he.
This is probably a boy. Wait, but here's
So now we need a name.
let's see here. This isn't telling me if the yellow one is a boy or a girl. Let's see.
So you just keep playing until you like what's happening. Ooh, I'm really hunching over my neck, starting to feel it. Maybe it's time for a little screenshot.
Ooh, a picture that has just arrows and like this is a boy, this is a girl. The only all yellow chick is a boy.
This is probably a boy. Whoa. Huh. Of course, Charles. Chester. Of course, what's a boy name? Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Sir Spring says
Sir
Tammy.
Spring. Yeah, I mean, it could be Fluffy. Oh, you see how I just kind of, the black actually cut into, I'll do it up here again. Because my background's so dark. Oh, that wasn't so good. Grab a little cleaner black, a little straighter edge. And kind of cut into your chick bot. Negative painting. That's what they call that. Am I dark enough down in
I think so.
these parts?
Yeah. I like how while I was Googling, his chest got a lot floofier. I like that. Yeah, so I bet if we at least if you're going by color wise, it kind of looks like the perfect yellow chick that you kind of think of as a boy chick, and then if they look like a little more roasty, toasted, it's a girl chick. They tend to have more warm tone in them. But Bonita says sex chicks you can tell the sex at their butts, but it's difficult to tell when they're little. So.
Yeah, I guess that's where you go.
Yeah, true. Yeah, go to the source.
Go to the source.
Go to the source. Angela says Albert Eggstein.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that too.
Eggstein. Well, my dad's middle name. I should say that.
We probably had. Maybe this is a boy or girl. I don't know, but the The eggs, or the ones we hatched at school, were like the little brown chicks. So I wonder if they were girls. But how would they? It's not like they were probably boys too, because how would you know?
Well, and then is that for
By
every
egg.
chicken breed? Because they have so many colors
I
and.
know. Yeah.
Oh no, another question. I didn't do that. I did not do that. I didn't ask another chick question.
Yeah. But I remember they were
I'm just looking for darker shades down here. Go ahead, honey.
they were a lot more splotchy in color.
They might have been female.
Who knows?
Okay, are we too squatty? Like I squished my peep,
Oh, like he
or do we?
either looks like he's resting in the grass.
Well, he kind of
or
is. I mean, he is. He's even squattier than I painted him.
He had a nice meal. Is really how he looks.
Do I need a little? Do I need a little?
Oh yeah, that in the photo he's the. That went away too fast. I can't.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I counted while I was doing that. I think I need a little more like brushstroke direction going on.
Yeah.
That might be a little more interesting.
Yeah. Your bottom might be a little flatter than your other photo, but I don't think it's anything to squawk at. Get it?
Okay, she's
There's also a way in their feathers apparently, but we don't need to get into that. Like if you pull their wing out, there's also apparently a way to tell.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I don't know if it's the shape or I just see a lot of like diagrams of like they're holding their feathers out, and then there's a lot of arrows pointing to this, and then it's like boy, girl. So
one thing I kind of lost was my little hints of orange.
he did.
Let's put them back in. Okay, I'm painting like this, which is just to. I've been doing this a little bit more lately, just to try to loosen up a little bit and get a little more motion in like the feathers and things. Some things you just can't as much. They just won't let you. Like a turtle is smooth. That's on my list.
They're kind of scaly though.
Yeah, but I guess I'm trying to get the fluff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fluff is probably easier to loosen up on than
Scales.
turtle.
Well, like the bearded dragon was like, whoa. Just a bunch of little.
Oh, you're gonna paint a turtle?
Yeah.
On the
sometime
list?
It's on the list.
On the list.
Like a sea turtle. Even though I live in
Cute.
Nebraska and I just knocked a bunch of paint down.
We could go to the zoo as a field trip. Get a picture of the turtle.
They have a sea turtle there?
I assume. I mean, we have a big aquarium. I think. Yeah, there's in the where the arch is.
Yeah, but that's going to be like that. Well, we could do the underside of a sea turtle.
Yeah.
And we can ask if it's a boy or a girl.
Yes, and then it becomes a 20-minute long debate of if it's a boy or a girl.
Well, I don't mind that. I think that's kind of interesting.
It is 1:23, just so you know. But we can go over.
We're going to probably go over
Okay.
just.
Freckle is still on my lap.
Oh, she's been like that. I think it's because it's cold.
Yeah.
She's needier when it's colder.
I think it's the cold too, because Maya slept at my head all night last night, and she even she yelled at me to like move over because I was in her spot. So I think it's definitely the chilly weather.
Oops, I'm dark enough. I'm just looking for I want orange. It's kind of a muted.
Angela says he looks so fluffy and lifelike. Annie, great work as always.
Thank you. Following the direction of the shape helps, or in this case, you can kind of look. That's where reference photo is nice. You can look and see what direction the feathers are going. That's still too dark up here. I don't like that. And I'm just trying to cover canvas too. You can let little pops show through. It's up to you. So we could kind of round him up a little bit. Put a little of that darker color there. That's a nice touch. And then his forehead is awfully dark and angry. I'll lighten that up a bit. Take some of my mud color. He's got a teeny little, I don't know if I can, I'll just paint first and then. There's just a teeny little bit that goes beyond his beak. Not beyond, it's not the right word. And see if I can just put it in. I did it. Breathe. Breathing is the trick. And knowing, like, if I went too far, I could wipe it out, paint it out. Oh, that's a little better. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of water and a little bit of my dirty color and just see if I can glaze over and bring that forward a little bit. So it's not such a deep hole. It is a little darker here, but I'm still gonna. Better? And he's not so dark. Right here, he's kind of got a little...
Angela asks, would it be okay to share your next live video in some of my beginner painting groups on Facebook, as long as the admins are okay with it being posted?
Please, 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 please. Thank you, thank you. Yep. There's another group that's been sharing my videos.
Oh. Freckle likes that.
Freckles likes it.
Freckle approves of that.
Like Mod Podge Art Group is the name of it or something. Like, thank you. Thank you, thank you. We need... I'm going to say it takes a village. Are you going to make a little GIF emoji sometime that says that? We need help.
I think that's too small. That's probably...
Yeah, it's too much.
I don't know how I'd capture that it takes a village.
I'm just kind of more lightning than anything. I'm just going to go right over that. And I don't know if this comes out this far. One thing nice about animals, people too, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. You know, I have one ear that's higher than the other, that kind of stuff. So my toe, we don't have to go into that. I was going to say some of my toes are more bent. You don't have to get it exactly like the reference photo. I'm looking for something just to kind of come back a little darker. There's that kind of... Am I overshaping? This is the part I actually enjoy the most. Oh, this is a little too... How would you describe it? A little too much compared to the softness over there? It's too thin. You liked the way it was before I started messing with it?
No.
You can say
What were you saying about the softness?
Well, so the yellows and oranges are soft, and I've got a lot of long fur.
Yeah.
Or feathers. Hair. I say the wrong word quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe lighten it up a little here. You can really just fix and change
good.
and change and...
I think the egg needs speckles, the shell.
She doesn't want me to hang up. Doesn't want me to stop. Speckles. I'm assuming hang up is kind of funny.
Hang up, yeah.
It's an old person thing. Well, I'm on my phone.
Well, it's just like
I'm on my phone. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna lean back. I could maybe the eye's a little dark, but I could leave it for more drama.
Yeah, I like his eye. What was I gonna say? Like how people say, did you get that on film? It's not film anymore, you know?
No, or even video. Really.
I even say that. Did you get that on film? Did you film that?
Did you film that? Well, I like it because then it's clear. Like we're... Okay, yep, let's go back and work on the egg a little more. And we'll throw in some grasses. Oh, actually, I want... Kick it up a notch a little bit. Nope, we don't want too many. I tend to want to line things up, so we're going to give him a couple of stray hairs. A little longer right here. Stray feathers. I can tell my brain, my brain doesn't want to talk, it just wants to paint. Oh, that's too watery. So just like an oil paint, it can help you to work thinner to thick and just come back with some more layers. Okay, there we go. We really turn on the lights. And then I can stop up here. Higher. Ah. Ooh. And that helps push the white on his beak that I have back. And that, yeah, ooh. Annie's happier. Okay, we need I want some more layers here. I want a little more solid eggshell. Let's grab a little of my yellow orange azo. Warm it up where the sun is. So you can get away with, you can break pretty much any rule in art, but warmer in the light, cooler in the shadow can really help you. Ooh, that's awfully thin. I'm gonna grab a little bit of both on my brush. I hear something, Em. What is she doing?
Settling in the chair.
Oh, good.
I've literally been holding my mic for the last like 20 minutes.
Oh,
so I finally got to put it back on.
Arm kind of tired.
Mm-hmm.
Your volume probably is going to go up.
Yeah, it's probably been pretty wishy about.
Oh, here, this could be kind of neat. Let's grab a little white. See if it's going to look neat or not. I'm going to put a little highlight. Let's see how that dries. That brown, I love the brown. It's pretty. Sometimes a little more water is good and sometimes it's bad. I think you guys seen me make mistakes this whole painting. I do it pretty much all the time. You don't always get it right. Scumbling and like I'm getting lighter than I want down here, but I want to pull the color. I'll grab some of that darker pink. I'm just going to play with it all over again like I did earlier. I'm really just kind of looking for coverage more than anything else. Okay, I have a little green showing through right there, but I don't know if it's going to look better on the video than it does when I'm sitting right on top of it.
Yeah, I think the shell already looks better.
I just needed some paint on it.
Yeah, he looked a little naked next to the chick with all the fluff.
I'm going to put dots on it for you.
Good. It'll be so cute.
There's a point where I'm going to have to stop because it's going to start to lift up.
Mm-hmm.
And I can feel it getting sticky. Oh, I want brown. Ah! So people say, how do you blend in acrylics? There's a bunch of different ways, but just kind of, I've got a little wet on wet going and a little scumbling going. What color do I want? Uh-oh, we're at an hour and a half.
Yes, we are.
I kind of need another little layer. I'm the worst hunter when we do this. Take my light color. It had white in it, but now that I've got all these other colors, I think I still want a little white. That's really catching the light.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks good on YouTube.
Yeah, on the YouTube.
On the YouTubes. I wonder if his feet needs a little.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is where painting can take a lot longer. But like, okay, maybe this toe might catch a little more light. Because I like to think it like that, and that makes me happy and I laugh. So we're going to do that. Is the inside of the shell okay, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is okay.
I don't mind that.
Oh, we better put speckles on before I put grass. And then we'll call it good. I really like that looks like grass.
Me too.
I'm almost wondering like if I should not post that grass video. You can look at it. Okay, so probably brown.
Yeah, what are they usually, like a deeper rusty brown?
I don't know what they look like. Oh, I could make it a little redder. Actually, it might be pretty if it isn't accurate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Am I still, I get into the painting. Yeah, I still should be on. I don't know what they look like.
Do you want me to pull up a picture?
No. Take too much time. How am I doing? I mean, it's delayed. I'll leave those alone. So I've got a little reflective light right here on the edge of which I like. It's sort of a happy accident. I'm going to take a little brown because I noticed that. And at my smaller brush. And darken this up a little bit more again. So at this point, layers help you because it looks richer. And if you don't want things coming through, like I do want the grass coming through on the foot, the green background. And then I just start playing with values. And then sometimes I'll just switch colors, like Emily suggested a rustier red, which actually looks pretty. It's more entertaining for the viewer. Like this chick isn't this color at all down here, but I'm just tying in my egg is my argument. Tying in the beak. Colors. So more rusty red, you think? Or maybe even like making some, would they be lighter? Some of them would be lighter. Oh, I know what we could do. Here, I'll just use that color. We'll see. Where did you say?
Where it gets lighter on the egg, I assume they would get lighter.
Well, and I think sometimes you even get like little off spots, which I don't know if these will show. Kind of think about it in just an artsy way. I could even pick up my lightest color maybe and
really cute chick with the little chick sitting in the egg emoji, says Bonita.
Oh, thank you. I love the drama. Is that enough spots?
Yeah, if you want it to be.
Oh, well, we got a big one there. I like that better than the crack. That was a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I think we're done. Okay, let's put some grass in. We'll call her good. Oh, I still don't like, personally, I don't like, I've got a lot of canvas texture there. Sometimes I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
Leave it be. And then I'm still not crazy about how dark that is right by the eye. This is all personal preference. We've got the structure down. The traceable helps you a ton with the structure of the animal. We've got the values definitely down. Oh, you know what? I don't know what color that is. I better not. I don't want the eye to be quite so sunk in. Give him kind of like a little eyebrow almost.
Angela says, my daughter has been sketching for years and then got into digital art over the last few years. I bought her a digital art tablet by Wacom at Christmas. I used to have, well, I think I stole your Wacom.
Yeah, I always called it Wacom.
Wacom.
I don't know which it is. I'm sure it's Wacom.
And I used to use that, and I would literally draw straight into Illustrator with it. Mm-hmm. Oh, she says she's a sophomore in high school and trying to pick a school and career path to explore. Does anyone have any recommendations of where to look or explore options?
Where does she live, if she doesn't mind sharing? If she doesn't want to share, that's not a problem. So I went to Iowa State University because they had a really good graphic design college, because I didn't know I didn't want to be a gallery artist back then. But they also had really good art classes, so I could do both. So that's where I started, and it was, but because it was close to home.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the local state college in town, UNO, and it's not like, I don't think they're known for their art program or anything, but I mean,
not so much.
I don't even know what they're known for, anything. But
maybe engineering because of the University.
Oh yeah, it would be the engineering. Yeah, they have probably one of the best engineering colleges nearby.
Pre-med.
That would be UNM. Yeah, pre-med to go UNMC. But I mean, I I guess if it's an artsier, there are like better colleges and whatever, but I don't think anywhere is, if she does want to go in like the graphic design realm, I wouldn't say that going to a college because of maybe you want to go somewhere because the location is really going to hinder you in graphic design, because you're still going to learn the basic of the program and everything. And
you can learn so much online.
Yeah, I would, because I did studio art for mine, because I didn't, well, initially I guess I wanted to be an art teacher, and so I was planning on going to a different college, but the one thing I couldn't double major in for the reason I was going there was art and education.
So weird. That's so weird.
Cincinnati, Ohio. So like what? Ohio is, I don't know.
I don't know what's over there.
I'm trying to think. I mean, there's Ohio. I know there's Ohio and Ohio State, because the Iowa Hawkeyes just played them or something.
I was trying to figure out how I knew where to go. Someone had a list of colleges and what they offered.
Yeah.
Because it was pre-internet.
Yeah. I do not like, I don't regret going to a college that wasn't like, oh, this is art geared, because I wanted to stay closer to home. You know, like I don't think it hindered me in any way, or, because like just graphic design is something that it evolves so much, so you do just continue to learn on the job and everything.
Well, if she wants like animation, Aaron Blaise on YouTube, The Art of Aaron Blaise, he's worked for Disney.
Oh yeah, well yeah, there we go. Like if you want something,
maybe is Full Sail any good, honey? Do you remember?
I don't think that's an accredited college. So
oh yeah, if you want accreditation,
I wouldn't go anywhere that's like not an accredited school.
Yeah, Ohio's kind of north, and
I think Full Sail is not an accredited college.
I don't know anything about it,
but
it's still around though.
There are plenty of places that, like, I technically, okay, so let's get through this. So I have my degree was studio art with an emphasis in 2D, and I did have a minor that was graphic design, so I took graphic design classes, and I wouldn't doubt that I could get a basic graphic design job, because I also taught myself Photoshop and Illustrator and all of that kind of thing, and it's really just learning a program and having an eye for design is, I think all you really need, in my opinion.
Well, it's hard. The older you get, the more you say that, Emily, but when you were so worried about your degree when you were going through it.
Yes.
And getting a job, because it's scary.
And then I think I hit like my junior year, and I didn't really want to be a graphic designer, because my older brother is a graphic designer, you're a graphic designer, and Jack's an amazing graphic designer.
There's a lot of competition.
I did not want to follow in my brother's footsteps and try to compete with him for jobs. So I
yeah, there's not that many in Omaha.
I think it was right around the time I was living in the dorms. I had like moved into my first apartment, and I was about to move again, and I really liked interior design. So, but the college I was at did not have a program, so I did a 2-year program through the local like community college. And then I got a job at an interior design firm, and then, but I mean, my graphic design skills ended up being used probably just as much.
Oh, you're helping me with using your graphic design skills.
So I think it's really there. If you do want to go for like animation, something like that, there are better colleges for that. For something like a graphic design degree, it's so common now that I feel like you can't really go to a wrong school. Like honestly, probably Jack's
pretty much self-taught.
Yeah, Jack is really self-taught. Like Jack is so self-taught for graphic design. It's really just in the end, I feel like for any art degree, it's like, does your portfolio speak for itself? Is all you need to worry about, really, in my opinion. Obviously, a degree helps, and a degree gets you in that door for the interview and things like that. But I don't think someone's gonna say, "Oh no, you went to this other school that I'm not." That means you probably learned. No one's gonna, as long as the degree and then your portfolio is really the major thing.
Actually, you just hit on something. There's like a creative community college, a creative, that turns out a lot of people who get jobs and great portfolios. That's more important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what's in Ohio.
I
guess I was just kind of wondering, like, if they're down south, I know there's art schools, and or like, there's going to be some great ones probably in Manhattan.
Well, like
but I know probably super expensive.
Chicago
Chicago's got to have a good one.
Chicago, well, it's the
Institute of Art or whatever
Yeah,
it is,
they
yeah.
have an Institute of Art, and they have a lot of my favorite artists work there. But, so, I mean, like, there are better colleges, obviously, but I would,
Oh, yeah.
me being me, I would choose somewhere where I want to be over, like,
On what you
that.
Yeah, where you
Unless
want to
you're
be.
trying to specialize in something very specific.
Yeah, where you want to be and what you can afford are more important.
Yeah, but what I think I realized also is there are so many artsy jobs, I guess, or relatively artsy jobs, like social media is theoretically an artsy job, because I still, like, I made your animations for your little subscribe, all that stuff, and like, I make graphics for other things, and so that ends up being graphic designy and artsy, so. Hopefully that wasn't too.
You did better than I did with going on and on and on.
Yeah, that wasn't too blabby, but I mean, because like I knew I wanted something arty because it was the only thing I was really, really good at. Like I love writing, but grammar is like not it for me. So
Well, you're my daughter.
Yeah, so I knew I couldn't be like an English major or anything, and I mean, I wanted to be a teacher all my life when I was a little kid, and then I kind of got to high school and like college age, and you weren't teaching anymore. You just teach. I mean, you are, but a lot of teachers, especially my area, like you teach from a book. Like you are told to teach X, Y, and Z in this manner, in this way, and there's so many like standardized tests to make sure that you pass this test, but that doesn't mean you're really learning anything. Like, so
Emily's on a soapbox, people.
Sorry.
No, keep going.
So I stopped kind of loving the idea of being a teacher.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, and then...
Well, you're sandwiched between the principal and the parents. That's tough.
Yeah, and then art is being cut so much, at least
I know.
in our area or whatever. So by my senior year, I had art teachers that taught at all the elementary schools and then taught one class at the high school. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So...
I didn't want to do it back in my day. I didn't want to.
Yeah, and I necessarily didn't want to chase. I was already dating Chase, and so I didn't want to. I would probably be where he is, not trying to chase down some art job as a teacher somewhere, and then we move there kind of thing. Right. So, I think there are schools that do specialize, obviously. I've said that 1,000 times, but I think it's if you're going for a general graphic design degree or...
Well, digital art, I think, is the question.
Yeah.
But digital art could be book, illustration. It could be graphic design like you're talking about. Mm-hmm. It could be...
Well, there is no, book illustration degree. So if you're... I'm trying to think of, like...
there are some... Well, there's Facebook groups, like, for illustrators, depending on what she wants to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, there are going to be a bunch of old people in there, but they can help her.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, like, a college art... There aren't many college art degrees. It is 2D, 3D... And then you could get a minor in graphic design, or you could do graphic design. There's theater, music, all those kind of things.
But you don't think it's even better since you went?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, interior design is another one, but if you go to a 4-year college, you're probably getting into a lot of architecture that way too. So that's... But there's, like, emphases. You could do, like, emphasis in printmaking, things like that. But it's illustration, and then maybe a specialized animation college. But...
I would find groups then. It doesn't have to be on Facebook. Twitch. Hang out with people who are doing what you want to do.
Yeah. Let's see here. Susie says, love this painting. Looking forward to giving it a try. Thank you so much. That was probably a while ago because I rambled.
Yeah, and I'm just playing with values. I started with dark grass, and now I'm and sometimes I don't like the light, so I change it. And I want more grass over the foot.
Let's see here. Angela says she has a portfolio of her work and digital portfolio as well. Do you think you could let her pick your brain for 20 minutes sometime when you have time? Really just needs some direction. Oh yeah, if I believe you are in the Facebook group. If she wants to, like, add me on Facebook or Instagram or I don't know, something like that. She can DM me. I don't mind. I assume she has your same last name. So if I see someone friend me with your last name, if she wants to pick my brain, she can totally direct message me and we can figure that out. I mean, I never tried to I didn't pursue, like, I just knew I liked art. That was it. So
Yeah,
I didn't.
me too.
That's why I didn't go to, because there are some, I know kids that were in my senior level classes that applied for, like, really expensive, fancy dancy art schools. And, but that just wasn't really me. I didn't really fit in the crowd that's like, I don't know. So I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just like, I'm just going to get a bachelor's.
Okay, if she might like it. We don't know. There's such a range of abilities. When I went to art school, when I went to Iowa State and graphic design and took a bunch of art classes, I was the best in my high school. Get to college, I'm like, whoa, I'm in a sea of low to horrible, and it can be really intimidating. You kind of have to just say, okay, I'm going to stick this out because I really like it. I mean, if you go to a fancy art school, there's going to be even more of that, where you could be the best in your high school, and then you go to college, and you're not at all. And she might be the best in her college. We have no idea. But it can be also very scary and intimidating as a freshman. So you want to consider that too, because you don't have to be the best at anything. I'm not the best artist. I'm not the best on YouTube, But that takes a long time. Like, as a young person, that used to freak me out. Like, oh, what am I doing here? I'm not any good. I don't know if that comment helps. Oh, geez, that was way too fat.
Yeah, that was, I wasn't the best in my high school, so I wasn't scared to jump in that pool.
You could have been. You weren't, well, you didn't want to be. You weren't interested in, like, being the best drawer.
Yeah.
And you'd get mad and wouldn't listen to anybody about what was good. Sorry, you're trying to help somebody.
She just asked, she isn't sure what is out there for her to turn into a career. Yeah, I think...
We don't know either because there's so much out there.
I know. Yeah, I think it's...
I kind of like that.
A job that is solely based in art is... I feel like I kept being like, oh, that is kind of like an arty job. So I think if she doesn't know necessarily where to go or what to do,
just keep
graphic design is always safe because, a marketing job would take you, a whatever kind of job. And then there are those like quirky, weird jobs. Like I've seen job listings for like a social media position that you literally help somebody that has like a big Etsy thing that I've seen on like, I don't know.
Help somebody like me.
Yeah, helping Ann.
Until you figure out what you want to go and just keep going towards the art thing until you figure it out.
Yeah, and then, or like art licensing. There is no, right. Sometimes the only finicky thing is like there is no, if you're going to be a doctor, you go to school, you go to pre-med, you go to doctor school. You go to UNMC or a college for being a doctor, and there's like a step the whole way. Sometimes art jobs are a little finicky.
Okay, so your analogy is great because a lot of doctors go to school thinking like Uncle Scott wanted to be a surgeon. You get into it and you're like, no, he's super tall. He's not going to be bent over. Like I'm bent over a table right now. He didn't want to be bent over a table all day. And then he discovered he had a gift for teaching. So he went in the art/doctor route. And then as you go further down that road, you'll figure out from what you don't like, maybe what you do like. You kind of have to allow yourself time. Like I did not want to be a gallery artist until I was in my mid-50s. It's a really long path and you don't have to have it all figured out. So I'm hoping that helps. Just keep going in the direction that seems like a good direction to go in and it won't be a wrong thing to do. That's why I said to you kids, I just parented her. Because you don't always know. You got to try stuff. Do you think that's helpful, Emily, or not?
Yeah, I mean, but I definitely did feel that like,
I know, you feel
the
that.
The only thing I'm good at is art, and then what do I do with it?
And I said that to you, too, and it didn't really help, did it, when you were younger?
No, it didn't, because you're my mom.
But it makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, if she wants, you should be able to easily find me as, like, if you look in the members of that group, and I don't know if it's possible to, like, send her my Facebook or something, or, gosh, I don't even know. I don't use my personal Instagram anymore, really. I think my personal Instagram is just at EMTROE, I think. I'm just whichever she uses. I don't, or if you message me and she wants to email me and somehow find me that way, that's fine too. I don't, I definitely had that.
Oh, it's normal.
Panic of like, I love art. I'm only really good at art. What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah.
That's so normal.
And I found I just really needed a job that itched the art scratch a little bit. So it's not like it needs to be my whole thing or my everything. Like I just needed to itch the scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why like
little 9-year-old Gracie who helps me with the chalk videos was here yesterday and asked me that same question.
Oh yeah. So like even a marketing degree where you're in social media, it kind of itched my scratch, my social media scratch or my art scratch because it is a creative place or something like that.
I just keep painting because we're talking.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just telling people why.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a super common question because it's scary, I think, too, because there's like, well, how are you going to make money?
Yeah.
You know?
That's where I'm like,
Oh, I like
there
that.
are that is like the other side of like, okay, so if your big main goal is to be like a children's book illustrator, then maybe you just get art degree or like a marketing degree or a graphics, like something that sustains you until you can do that. And it itches that art scratch, but it's maybe not your full thing that you want. And then you just head in that direction once you're out of college because there is no children's book illustrator degree.
Actually, I wonder if there is.
I mean, maybe
I should ask I know the illustrator for a lot of the Biscuit books.
There are probably, classes and things, but like if you're talking an accredited state university college, even there wasn't even that in like our like smaller college, like a community college that turns around a lot faster.
Okay. I'm sure. I always argue with Emily. She's usually
but a graphic design would help a lot with that because you'd be setting up. Yeah. You'd probably you'd use Illustrator to, format, set it up, even if you were creating it.
Set up a book in design still.
In design stuff?
Yeah, the art can be in various formats.
So I think there are plenty of, I think it just really depends.
But digital art's so much quicker. Like if I would do digital art for licensing, it would save some steps for me. But I like the physicality of painting. Mm-hmm. Wow. Is anybody left?
Yeah.
Did everybody leave? I think me arguing with you a little bit also does help. I mean, I don't get it because I haven't been there like you have, Emily, recently. But
yeah. I definitely did that dance. Like I was like, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and I was like, oh no.
Everybody does that dance. Not everybody, but I mean, every artist I know has done that dance.
Yeah.
And I think it's good now compared to my age. A lot of them don't do it until they're my age, do the art thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, like
because they have to pay the bills or pay the rent or.
Yeah, I think if you want to be a traditional artist, then it is smart to like. I mean, you may have to have like the day job that gets you by or whatever, but you do enter galleries young, and you don't wait until if you just know that, if you know right away that's what you want or something. What?
It wasn't part of my graphic design degree, but a couple of business classes would totally help you, even if you never work for yourself.
Yeah.
Totally help you.
Mm-hmm.
Way too much advice coming from Annie Troe, art friends. And you don't have to take any of it. Just keep going in the direction you think is the right direction. Mm-hmm. And then course correct. It's like a painting. I know Emily's like, oh, you can't, I mean, I get the panic. I totally get the worry, you want to make good decisions, but you will. You're a nice, decent person. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I just felt like I kept pivoting. Just, okay, that's a little closer. Okay, that's a little closer. Okay, that's a little closer.
You did. Well, and then things happen like you like the job, but maybe the job isn't for you. You just need a different company, a different, setup. I think I'm going to stop. I don't think I'm improving. So that stuff's going to happen. Even if you pick all the right paths and all the right schools and have the awesome portfolio, and then it might take you a while to find, a company that you fit well with. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like dating.
Yeah. I think
it's all like dating.
Yeah. That was hard. Like, you being at your first company, and then it's like, okay, well, you're not married to it. It's not really, people don't stay at companies like they used to,
No, which is really a good thing, I think. They might not all fit.
Okay. I'll look out for her, either if she adds me or...
Oh, yeah, that's cute. I can stop.
Her message. Angela, I'll look out for it. And if it's weird for her to message someone she doesn't know in person, that's also fine. She doesn't, I won't be, no pressure for her to do it, but if she, I'm fine if she totally messages me. Either way.
Yeah. I think what's hard for us is there's not another person giving us feedback if we should stop talking.
Yeah. We do, yeah, with us together, we need a third person.
Like,
Chase,
we're not getting any visual body cues, like the
Chase-
glaze over the eyes.
Yeah, Chase needs to sit in the room and be like, okay, we're done.
Stop talking. Yeah, we're both, I mean, you can't help it, honey. You got it from me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to sign it.
Okay.
And then if anybody wants to ask anything else or anything different, we just do our best, you know. We'll learn. Oh, I sign it like kind of stick your finger in there. I mean, frames don't come over that. A lot of times frames just kind of come over a fingernail. But just in case they got a big frame with a lot of lip, come in when you sign it. Because you want everybody to be able to, and then a lot of people like just sign with their last name, which is smarter than what I do.
Oh, I did see in the group that, I think, well, different. I don't know if it's Bonita that she does like a B and it forms into a G. I think that's cute. But I think someone does the dots as well. And maybe for kids or something. I think I saw somebody post a painting in the friend group. And there were dots as well for, I assume, children or, you know, maybe for children.
They probably came up with it first. I thought I did.
Well, what I was thinking is maybe if they saw it from you and then also adopted it, which I thought was kind of cute.
Which of course they can. I mean,
yeah, I thought it was cute.
It's really.
I noticed the dots, so I almost commented. I was like, "What are the dots for?"
Oops. So I messed up my. Let's just do this. I got a little Kleenex here.
Tammy H says this looks like a photograph. Yeah, your chick does look pretty, like
it came together,
lifelike, hyper realistic, kind of lifey like.
One thing I like about painting the background ahead of time, not only because I'm glad because we really talked a long time, not only painted a long time, but it's easy. A day later, it's not quite cured, maybe depending on the weather in the studio and stuff. But I could easily just wipe that off and try it again. It does it good, especially so the video. Oh, we need a screenshot. The video smooths it out so you get more optical blending on YouTube. Keep that in mind when you compare your paintings to somebody on YouTube. There's still some optical blending. I like the yellow on the left side of the shell.
Yeah, it does really. Sometimes when we stop the live and then I go over and look at it in person, it does really smooth quite a bit of the texture in the video.
And if you're on your phone, it's going to smooth it more.
Yeah, because it's a smaller screen and everything.
Well, how fun somebody uses dots.
Yeah, I saw it. I should have texted you right away when I saw it, but.
So you kind of want to use, at least, I do this because I paint these little guys. And I just didn't want to, Troe is not that long. I could have done Troe. But I just wanted something little that doesn't stand out in my paintings. I like my signature to blend back in. And then I sign the back Annie Troe, which isn't my legal name. I don't recommend using I'm signing a mortgage paper signature on your art. But if you use your last name, what's kind of nice is then someone can find you maybe a little bit more easily.
Yeah.
And
Google you.
If they want to buy more or something like that, that's always a good thing. Whereas this is a little harder, like, what is that? Okay, did anybody else have any comments or questions before I?
No, it was just Tammy. This looks like a photograph was the last thing on the thing.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We really got on a soapbox.
Yeah, chickens in college.
Yeah, which is okay. Other than just please give us feedback at any time. I love feedback. We do our best to help and trying to explain. I really appreciate all your support. You guys are amazing. It really, I feel, I sometimes get a little stressed, like I don't know how I'm going to make an eggshell color, and I think I almost nailed it.
Yeah, I love that egg.
So I still get a little stressed about the lives, and then when they're done, I'm like, thank you for hanging out with me. It just, even through the internet, I feel better. I've had more human connection, you know? I really appreciate it. Great, big, happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.